It's been a great weekend for Kendrick Lamar. He's June 19th. He came and did a great show over at the Forum. There has been a couple people upset about that, though, Ms. Cat. Are we represented on Cinco de Mayo? I'm saying, why are they shocked about their not being celebrated at our day? That's what I'm talking about. This is what it was like with Kendrick Lamar.
Say, Drake, I hear you like I'm young. You better not ever go to cell block 1. To any bitch that talk to him and they in love, just make sure you hide your little sister from him. They tell me Chubb's the only one that get your hand down and party at the party playing with his nose now. And Papa got a real taste. Why is he around? Certified lover boy, certified pedestal. Just fuck him up. I'ma do myself. Why you pulling like a bitch? Ain't you trying to strike a chord? And it's probably.
Appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Definitely Gasmasktribe TV Podcast where we filter out that bull. This is a Mexicano explaining about how he do not feel like Mexicanos were represented that night. People, if you don't know about this night, YG performed, Problem performed, a lot of Bay Area cats performed. There was one Latino dude I did see that did perform. The whole point is, it wasn't for everybody. So, this is him explaining his thoughts after he felt that he was underrepresented. Anyway,
do you think it had something to do with it being Juneteenth?
I don't understand. I thought Juneteenth was like on the 16th or something like that. It's on June 19th.
It was Juneteenth yesterday.
Yeah, it was Juneteenth. Facts.
I respect it.
Do you think that had something to do with it?
Had something to do with what? The fact that they threw the show that day? Or that there was no Mexicans on stage?
There you go.
First of all, let me start off by saying congratulations to Kendrick Lamar and all of the wonderful individuals that performed last night.
Yeah, shout them out.
So, I'm not trying to go racial with it, but I will say...
we're just picking each other's brains apart.
Although it was Juneteenth, and I believe that's in remembrance of the massacre. I don't want to be wrong, but is it in Tulsa or in Selma?
I don't even know.
Or a place over there? I could be wrong, and I hate to be wrong, but I know it's in remembrance of a massacre that took place, right? I'd like to say that the Mexican people have been persecuted in this wonderful land for a long, long, long time.
Let's talk about it. They have Cinco de Mayo. Blacks have Juneteenth. What's the problem? That's what I'm asking. I guess it's true that other races love to hijack black movements and try to spin to their benefit. My advice for blacks is to keep control of the music culture. Exactly. And it's crazy because I don't think all Mexicans feels like this. I mean, you can have a lot of Mexican fans. And I've heard people saying, oh, well, the Mexicans walked out of the show. I didn't see it. I watched the show for 3-4 hours. It was on Amazon. And I didn't see it.
You ain't gonna see like people walking out. They're not gonna show that on the camera.
If it was drastic like they were making it, Miss Cat, think about it, Miss Cat. There were only about 20,000 people at this place. You can easily see 5,000 people moving out of a crowd like that. You get what I mean?
Well, why did they move out the crowd? I don't.
They're leaving. They're going home. They're leaving. They're leaving the concert because they felt that they were underrepresented. And that never happened. This guy is just talking about his own shit. That never happened. You get what I'm saying? I mentioned earlier, he explained about Mexicans not being, were underrepresented at the show.
Why is there an expectation of them being represented? I'm missing that part.
And it's not they. So I don't want to make this like it's all Mexicans feel that. No, it was not all Mexicans. It was just one guy who felt that Mexicans were underrepresented at the Juneteenth Kendrick Lamar Friends pop-out concert at the Forum in Inglewood. And he's saying only because he felt like they contribute more to hip-hop and they've influenced hip-hop big ways and they should be a part of that type of event. And the fact that he didn't know what Juneteenth was, he thought Juneteenth was on the fucking 13th or the 14th or the 16th. That shows you the insult of others, how they look at us. Now, I don't want to continue to go off that. Like, bro, what you're talking about has anything to do with what's going on here. It's like reparations, right? It's like saying they don't deserve reparations. They don't deserve reparations because they get enough. Why? Why do they deserve reparations? You get what I mean? That's the whole point I'm saying. sometimes we look at this and people like to draw a divide, and I'm not drawing a divide. I'm just having an uncomfortable conversation. And to give people a little bit more insight, my grandfather, he wanted to go to the show that night, right? On June 19th. And he called Mr. Duckworth, which is Kendrick's pops, and Mr. Duckworth was like, yeah, but suggest you doing the box office. When I go to my son's show, I stay in the box office. And my G pops was like, well, I guess I'll be in the box office with it. You know what I mean? And it was cool. Like, they have a unique relationship because he used to work for my G pops when they were in Compton. And they were,
so Kendrick Lamar is from Compton?
Born and raised in Compton. Miss Cat, you really just dated this podcast.
Well, I'm sorry. I don't listen to like his type of music. I'm not a rapper type person. I don't like rap like that.
So this is great because people can see, like, they're shocked. They're like, no way.
I'm sorry, you guys. That ain't my cup of tea. Like, I don't like that.
We got a lot of people watching this guy. A whole lot of.
Okay.
It's cool because that's the shock value part of the show. They're like, what? Right?
Why do people think that just because you're black, you listen to every black artist that other black people listen to, or that you like the same genre that everybody else? Like, that is so far from reality.
This Mexican guy was unaware of what the fuck
Juneteenth was. That's the problem.
That was the major problem. I'm like, how? And the whole point of him saying that was because in the beginning of the podcast, he mentioned that how he felt like Mexicans were underrepresented. And that's why he says, well, I get what they went through and all of that. I think it's based on some Selma thing, some Tulsa thing, right?
My thing is, how come no one interrupted him and corrected him? So that means everybody on the
didn't know. You got other people talking about our shit, Miss Cat. I'm telling you, they didn't know. These niggas didn't know. You got other people putting their narrative on that shit. Now the whole thing gets out there where other people think that, it's based off of that. It's based off of it. Right? People are not as smart as we think they are. Right? You have to literally tell people what to do sometimes. Like, literally. Right? And sometimes that's even hard for some people.
I wouldn't say they're smart. I would say they're uneducated.
Hey, who you think winning between Drake and Kendrick?
So I'm signed to Universal, right?
Yeah.
I've been signed to Universal since I was 17. I haven't got a back end. That means when you turn in an album, they give you payment. I haven't got a back end since 2017, 18. So I done been on the same record label for 13 years, so to say. That record label just folded all of its independent labels and subsidiaries into each other, which means how we was kids, you got Rockefeller, you got Def Jam, you got all these things. None of them exist no more. They fired all the heads of the labels, and if they didn't, they turned them into glorified A&Rs. They cut off 50% of the people who work in all these departments. Most of those people is us, people of color that come from hip-hop and R&B and these other things, right? Then you got record labels opening up IPOs. You got record labels destroying their relationships with TikTok, Spotify, things that pay out artists because they want to start their own. So then we getting priced out of our contracts. We getting priced out of our imprints. There are no labels basically that are incentivized to sign black music, and it's happening in front of our eyes. And while Taylor Swift is fighting for people to be able to have streaming money, is on the internet arguing with each other about some rap. Personally, I think we better than that. I think we deserve better than that because we've been saying for decades that we want people to respect black music and black art and black people. And I think for that to happen, we got to respect ourselves. And they don't make it easy for us, but we got to try to work a little bit harder at that.
And I hope we all get it. I hope we all digest it, and I hope we all take it in. Thank y'all so much. Have a great one. Gasmasktribe TV Podcast. Miss